entitled That Mathematics is Relevant in Real Life. In today's generation, we often hear the students saying, why do we need to study math? Is it relevant in our life? Can we always apply that in all aspects of our life? Others take it for granted and don't see any relevance of it. So, this afternoon, again, I welcome you all to the debate of Grade 8 Amethyst. To start with, let me introduce to you our debaters for this afternoon. We have, for the affirmative side, we have Ms. Latras, our first speaker, followed by our second speaker, Ms. Moya, Mr. Jasper Anibaza, Mr. John Lloyd Tingal, Ms. Ninyakap, and Mr. Rikuga. For the negative side, we have our first speaker, Ms. Kagan, our second speaker, Ms. Againo, our third speaker, Ms. Martinez, our fourth speaker, we have Mr. Jason Segura, our fifth speaker, we have Mr. Litulinas, and finally, we have Ms. Dios Reyes. Before we will start, let me introduce to you our judges for this afternoon's event. We have Mrs. Charisma M. Ambrona, the department head for the English department, Master Teacher 3, we have the second judge, we have Mrs. Mary Grace R. Franco, handling mathematics 10. We also have Mrs. Mary Jane Israel, handling mathematics 7. Okay. So these are the rules that we are going to follow as we start our debate this afternoon. First, each debater is allowed only to deliver his or her statement for 1 to 2 minutes. Raise your hand if you want to speak. The team loses 1 point for each interruption and another 1 point for whispering once the speaker is talking here. Beforehand, a copy of rubrics is given to each debater and judges as the basis for their scores during debate. The things the debate should focus on, we have the statement. First, the statement should address the issue. Second, it supports facts. Third, it should be persuasive. And fourth, teamwork must be displayed by the members of each group. So now, let's fasten your seatbelt and let's start the battle of the minds. Let's start with the affirmative side.
Why do we need to study math? Math is important in life because it is used to perform many different daily tasks, such as telling time, reading odometer, counting changes, and make some strategic decisions in one's work life. Similarly, learning every profession uses math. For example, nurses, engineers, bank tellers, pharmacists, as well as stock market analysts uses math every day to perform their professional duties well. We reach the moon because of math. Math has allowed us to tease out the secrets of gaming. And math gave us rights to the computer and all that they do for our world. Without math, we're still living in a cave, getting eaten by the tigers. That's all for me.
Math provides students with an exclusively highly effective set of resources to understand and change the world. The resources include sensible thinking, problem-solving capabilities, and the capability to think in subjective ways. Arithmetic is essential in lifestyle, many types of career, technological innovation, It teaches a clear and sensible thought. It is a task with the types of the challenging concepts and solve problems because it offers with the questions coming up from complex components. They can keep most of the class busy with minimal efforts by teachers. They are easy to grade. It's possible that they are effective if the goal is rote memorization of algorithms. They can be non-threatening and cause less anxiety for struggling students who can feel successful repeating one process over and over.
As Teacher Moy said earlier, that it is important to have math in our lives. According to the regression analysis as of 2011, from negative 20%, it was increased by 60% in the world, says that it's important to have a math in our lives. I also surveyed the students at Nevis Biderica National High School, and the results are 98% of the students agreed that it's important to learn math and to be learned by the other generation. Math is one skill to master in your life, even if it's the only one. You will at least live without being cheated, robbed, or abused. You see, math, we can't live or survive. And far as I know, the first to develop this certainly, I saw that math was just a tool they could use, but a way to build a world of absolute truth. And nothing turned out to be wrong, but the incidents reinforced mathematics in our lives.
Personalities of math. A mathematician is an expert in the field of mathematics, a person who is highly skilled and knowledgeable. It is a science that deals with numbers and their interrelations, combinations, and generalization. The math is extensively used in the fields of engineering, business, industries, finance, and other various fields. Mathematicians analyze data, study patterns, and develop mathematical models that not only help to further human knowledge, but are also utilized for solving problems in various fields. These are the examples of personalities that can be proven that math is important. Albert Einstein. He said that laws of mathematics refer to reality. They are not certain, and as far as they are certain, they do not refer to reality. Galileo Galilei. He said that universe cannot be read until we have learned the language and become familiar with the characters in which it is written. It is written in mathematical language, and the letters are triangles, circles, and other geometrical figures, which means it is humanly impossible to comprehend a single word. Thank you.
And another thing, can you imagine going to the store and paying your grocery with a 1,000 bill? You just stand there and wait for your change, but you no idea how much it should be, or what amount of change you should receive. This is the kind of first graders like use, isn't it? They are all excited spending, paying, although they know nothing about doing math.
For example, you might find the below interesting. The value scale of ambiguity occurs when a word or phrase is used with one meaning in one premise and with another meaning in another premise for confusion. Example, people should do what's right, plus people have the right to disregard good advice, equals people should disregard good advice. Can thus the engineer build a building if he or she can estimate the area of the land confronting? Can formulate the scientist a new formulating and medicines to cure a disease? Can you change the customer exact change? Can you count your money? If you know that, you count your money. It is very important to study math in our lives because there are lots of helps in our society and daily life. If you're going to buy a TV, you need to know it. Let's say you're looking for the biggest TV that will fit on your TV table, which is 15 inches wide. Without math, you won't able to do science, nursing, engineering, become a doctor, or even get a business degree. Our very livelihood is dependent on our ability to. Thank you.
Okay, there you have it. You have already heard the affirmative side. Now, let's hear what the negative side would say. Let's start with the first speaker.
We strongly believe that math is not necessary in our lives. Some of the reasons are, according to James Patterson, when there is a man who teaches them mathematics, their lives start being miserable. So they said that mathematics is not important because of the formulas, numbers, signs, and conclusions.
Mathematical models significantly reduces the time to come to a conclusion. True, but these models also throws up some other valid points as well. Are these models good enough for all such situations that we come across every day? The mathematical model do not take into account the physical system, biotic or abiotic conditions that prevail in any particular region or country. Secondly, the formulas or rules that are applied to find a conclusion out of an impending situation may not give the actual scenario and only provide factual data. This leads to a situation where many points are either missed or are overlooked and ultimately leads to wrong conclusions.
In addition of the second speaker, in both the above mentioned conclusion, the data available and system were taken into consideration, but not the real-time outcome. Ever for planning commission, the enter 5-year plan is based on data and the number collected from citizens are again based of the real facts and instead carries lots of inferences. The entire public distribution system depends upon these vital statistics, but mathematical model won't take into account the religious belief or students into account and provide a different version of the inside belief. Mathematical models I will accept that these above mentioned fields are taken into consideration.
In addition to support the saying of my members, I will also disagree with the affirmative side because let us think. Because of math, we were able to create viruses, bombs, cars, engines, and other more that harm the planet Earth. So they say that math is good, but it has a negative effect on our planet, which is beginning to kill the Earth. And also to add, without math, we survived earlier in the early ages. So that I support my thing.
Another example that will make math irrelevant, for example, janitor. As janitor as necessary for use in mathematics, do they use math for cleaning? Of course not. While in personalities, as my father said earlier, that there is a politician in the news said that mathematics is not important in our lifestyle. The politician said that math is just a burden in our life. We don't need math, but we all just need food. We can live without math, but we can live without food. We just need some basic needs for our lifestyle, such as food and family.
And lastly, some of the people in our generation now, especially the children, 4 out of 10 students hate math. Why? Because for them, it's hard to understand and also hard to find the value of it. Math can ruin a child's day. Some of them don't want to go to school. Although, some are having a conversation about math. Like they are saying, oh my God, I really hate math. Think that math can be the reason why some students have academic classes. It is because math was a big deal for them.
Okay, thank you. Affirmative and negative side. There you heard their stand. Earlier, the affirmative side stresses that math is really important because it creates almost all professions. It develops critical thinking, as what Ms. Moya said. One skill to master, as the third speaker, Mr. Anibesa, said. But the negative side emphasizes that mathematics makes their life miserable. It adds burden and can day. Okay, in this juncture, let's have the rebuttal. I'll give the floor to the affirmative side.
Why do you say so? That math is not necessary in your life.
You think, because of math, we were able to create dynamites, atomic bomb, nuclear bombs, viruses that cause high death toll, that cause death in many countries in our world. Just like example, the Nagasaki tsunami in Japan, it was not natural-made, it was man-made because of the nuclear bombs. In the Chernobyl incident that happened, that was caused by a nuclear bomb. Let us rethink that nuclear bombs, atomic bombs, dynamite, and cars was created by math, because math and science are partners. Because without math, science cannot do its experiment. So that's why math is not relevant of life in that.
What do you say so that guns, dynamites are causing disaster?
Oh, yes.
For example, a war. A bullet hit to your body, it's already an injury. A bullet hit to your head, then you're dead. And guns, gunpowders, and nuclear bombs can cause disasters that can cause the earth, that can cause harming the earth, and also pollute our world. In early generation, guns, gunpowders, nuclear bombs were not created. That it was the time that earth was still good to live in. Compared to us right now, that earth is now slowly dying because of math.
In fact, Mr. Monk said that the easiest subject is math.
I beg to disagree because it depends on the student's brain if he can understand or she can understand the math. Because math is a complex and very hard subject to study with. If you can say that it's easy because you understand it very well, then don't compare yourself to others because you and others have not the same brains, have not the same qualities and uniqueness.
I have the experience. When I was a grade 1, I don't love math. And then when I graduated in grade 1, I studied at Wireless Elementary School and then started learning math. And then why I am best in math when I was grade 2 until grade 6, that I didn't attempt in math in grade 1, and then I love it when I came in grade 2.
Okay, anyone from the negative side? Miss De Los Reyes, do you have something to say?
Maybe you realize that you need to prove more than you can be best in math when you are in grade 2 or in grade 3.
Any addition to what Miss De Los Reyes said? Negative side? Or do you have any questions to the affirmative side? Yes, again, Miss De Los Reyes.
How can the math become creativity? For example, if that child hates math,
Anyone from? Yes, Mr. Tingan.
as Galileo Galilei said, universe cannot be read until we have learned the language and become familiar with the characters in which it is written. It is written in mathematical language and the letters are triangles, circles, and other geometrical figures, which means it is humanly impossible to comprehend a single word. Thank you.
Very well said. Any addition? Or do you have questions to the negative side? Yes, Mr.
Why
Likuban.
the Japanese built a process creating the world?
Pardon?
With the math. By using the math.
What Mr. Likuban trying to say is that because of mathematics, the Japanese or Japan able to build a passage of
Passes. Wait.
able to build a passage brain. What is your comment with regards to that one? Yes? Miss Againo, you want to say something? Yes.
Maybe because Japan is all known to the world that have a lot of Translate. Transportation in the whole world.
So you are trying to say that you agree to the affirmative side that mathematics is really, really bad in our life.
No.
And why?
Just like said earlier, maybe they are just doing that because they belong not in the whole world that they have they rich in transportation. But I think that
Yes? But you think that okay, thank you. That's good. Another from the negative side. Yes, Mr. Litupines.
Did you say that mathematics is relevant in our life? So why did the ancient people live without mathematics?
Okay. The negative side stresses why did the ancient people survive during the times when in fact there is no math? Any comments from the affirmative side? What can you say about what Mr. Litupines said earlier? Yes,
There are math because the drawings that and the artifacts find in the ancients it was written in circle, triangle, and line.
Okay, Mr. Anubeza emphasizes that there is really mathematics during that time. Yes, Mr. Trabura.
Excuse me, but in the early times, they don't know what is a shape. And Galileo Galilei, Sir Isaac Newton, and Einstein just said and discovered that circles, triangles, squares are part of math. So how can you really say that math, triangles and circles are part of math when triangles, circles, squares have already existed before math?
Oh, are you going to answer that affirmative side? How can you say? The shapes have already existed during that time. Is it still part of mathematics? How can you relate that one? What makes it relevant? Anyone? Miss Manyakap, do you have something to say? Yes, you may.
Kasi the star is shape is shape lilibat na sa math.
Yes. And why? Do you have something to add? How about here, Miss Moya? Do you have something to add to what Miss Manyakap said? Anyone from the group? Yes.
It was existed because there are math before human.
Okay. Mathematics! Mr. Anibeza stresses that it really exists. It is relevant. Yes, Mr. Tabora.
How can you say math already existed before humans? Because humans are the one who discovered math. How can you prove it to me? Though I'm shocked.
Okay.
Because before human, there are creation. And then that creation forms circles, like box. And then triangles, lines rather, on trees, branches, trunk of trees. And then triangles, leaves. And so that I'm proving that it was existed math before human.
I beg to disagree with your research and your opinion because as Tingal said earlier, math is a form of science of numbers. So how can you say lines, circles, shapes are part of math when earlier in the creation of our Lord, there were no numbers. It was all just geometric and motif design.
Okay? So what can you say? Mr. Tigan, you have something to say there? How about Miss? Yes, Miss Moya.
Don't you ever read a Bible? It says at Genesis that sinukat ng Diyos kung saan tayo dapat saan dapat nakalugar ang earth. Kung gaano kalayo yung earth sa sun. So it means, pati din yung Diyos, kung ginagamit niya yung math para sukatin kung saan dapat nakalugar yung earth, para tayo ay para mabuhay yung mga plants na kinakain natin, para tayo ay mabuhay dito.
Okay, Mr. Jasper, do you have something to add?
Yes, because kaya sinukat ng Diyos ang mundo sa araw upang kayo mabuhay, and then God has a math.
I'm sorry, but idealization of our holy God's minds does not affect with the relevance of math. Because it was his idea to place earth as the third and not the first to the sun. It was his own idea, not his mathematical idealization, because idea and math is not close enough.
It's not enough. So, you have comments? Do you agree? You have comments? Yes, Miss Patras?
Hindi, kasi ang Diyos ang nagsusukat. Di ba? Nauna ang Diyos kaysa sa mga ancient people. Kaya, math is relevant in our lives. Kasi Diyos na nagsabi at nagsukat sa mundo.
Yes.
As I repeat, it was his own idea. And also, you are talking about the Lord. The Lord changed time. There were people that existed before our Lord. So I say, you are wrong.
Okay. Before the floor will hit, let's have a final statement for our closure statement for our affirmative side before and negative side before we end this debate. Yes? Any speaker? Let's have your closure statement. Yes, Mr. Anibel.
I agreed that it is very relevant in real-time math, because math, our generation for today is using technology, and technology using math. Without math, we can't live or survive. And can you count the stars in the night? Can you add 2 plus 3? Can you minus 5 minus 3? Can you divide? Can you multiply? Can you get the perfect square? And can you find the value of x and y? If we don't know or notice how we can use math.
Okay, thank you. How about a closure statement from the negative side?
As I said earlier, we strongly in our group disagree that math is relevant to life. Because the thing in earlier ages, math has not existed. When math existed and was taught or taught us, we learned how to create nuclear bombs, atomic bombs, how to pollute Earth, how to destroy Mother Earth, and that you say that you gain benefits from it. But we realize that gaining benefit from math caused Earth to slow dying. Caused our only world, the only planet in the solar system to die and to be destroyed. Which we don't have anywhere to go when the planet is destroyed already. So that's why we strongly disagree that math is not relevant.
Okay, thank you. Affirmative and negative side. Oh, Jess! Which side are you? After hearing the statements of the affirmative and negative side, are you on the proposition or you are in the opposition? Whatever side you are into, take note that whatever we do in our lives, whatever we do in our lives, or whatever decisions that you have, whether you take on to the negative or to the positive side, still it's up to you. Thank you very much for joining us in our debate entitled That Mathematics is Relevant in Our Life. Thank you so much.